Have you ever caught yourself thinking, why do people keep insisting that I read Don Quixote, War and Peace, or Moby Dick? Asterisk. It can sound like something a boring teacher would say, or like someone trying too hard to look intellectual. But the truth is that ignoring the classics is like trying to assemble a puzzle without seeing the picture on the box. You might manage it, but you'll never see the whole image. But relax. Let's get to what really matters, what you gain and what you lose by diving into these works. First, let's understand the basics. What is a classic? It's not just an old, dusty book. A classic is a masterpiece that became a model because it's so good. It's a work that took all the defining traits of its genre, whether a novel, a tragedy, or something else, its era, and its culture, and combined them so perfectly that it became the gold standard. Think about an Olympic athlete. To become the best, they study the champions, right? Classics are the Olympic champions of writing. They set the standard for excellence. Now let's get to the real question. Why should you read them today? The positive side, the secret superpower. The first reason to read the classics is almost like a silent superpower, the development of aesthetic judgment. When you read a text, that is a true reference point, something that set the standard, something almost magical happens in your brain. Without even noticing, you start internalizing the perfect form. It's like calibrating your eyes and your mind to see the difference between an economy car and a luxury car. After finishing Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky, you're not the same reader you were before. You walk away with an internalized standard for deep psychology and narrative tension. And when you pick up a random thriller at the bookstore later, you'll feel immediately whether the author really crossed the street creatively, or if they're just poorly copying a style. You stop being a casual reader and become a connoisseur. You develop refined taste, the ability to judge quality not by trends, but by comparison with excellence. And that's power. The negative side, the price of ignorance. Now let's look at the other side of the coin, the price you pay for not reading these works. Have you ever read a book, watched a movie, or heard a song and thought, this feels familiar, but I don't know why? That's called intertextuality. Pop culture and contemporary literature are constantly in dialogue with the classics. When you haven't read Shakespeare, Cervantes, or Homer, you're left out of the conversation. You miss the jokes, the references, the deeper meaning. It's like trying to understand a meme without knowing the original photo behind it. Your reading becomes shallower. You might read a modern novel inspired by Ulysses, but if you don't know the Odyssey, you only grasp the surface. You lose the chance to make brilliant connections, to travel through time between works, and to see how human themes are eternal. The final verdict. Reading the classics isn't about being cultured or pretentious. It's about intellectual quality of life. It's about leaving the shallow end and diving into deeper waters. It's about acquiring a map to navigate all the other stories you'll encounter throughout your life. With every page of a classic, your taste becomes sharper, your critical sense stronger, and your ability to appreciate art greater. So drop the prejudice. Pick up that book you've been postponing for years. The initial discomfort of the first pages will soon turn into the pleasure of finally understanding what the great masters of humanity were talking about. And you? Have you ever had a transformative experience with a classic? Share it in the comments. We'd love to know which book changed your mind.